After a serious health battle with an autoimmune disorder, our next guest turned to research regarding his diet, which ultimately led to launching his business rooted in clean eating. Joining me now is the co-founder and COO of Kevin's Natural Foods, Kevin McCray. Kevin, thank you for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
I know that this all started with your autoimmune disorder. Take me back to that time and what you were dealing with exactly.
So I had this autoimmune disorder. It came in my 20s, completely took me off guard. And like a lot of folks, just started figuring out how to make it go away. My family, all of us researching. And it went on for about 6 years with no cure.
Wow.
Medicine wasn't helping, in and out of the hospital this whole time. Turns out that by adopting the paleo diet, I was able to really manage the symptoms and prevent flare-ups, prevent the hospital, these long hospital stays in medicine. So I naturally became really passionate about that diet.
What were you eating during that time? I know you said paleo diet. Just go into detail a little bit more about like what that did and how it helped you.
Well, it helped because it's an anti-inflammatory diet. So that was great on the autoimmune protocol, but I also had a lot of energy and felt great. But here, I'm glad you asked that question. Here's the thing. I ate just about the same thing every day, like chicken and broccoli, and I had nuts and sweet potatoes. I didn't have a lot of variety in my diet. And that's what kind of down the road led to the idea behind the food company.
Yeah, so where did the idea come from? At what point did you decide, you know what, I want to make a business out of this, and this is something that I want to take to the next level? How did that come about?
I had been so passionate about nutrition, but for the longest time, it was always in the back of my mind. Maybe one day down the road, I'll do something with that, and I'll have an opportunity, and I'll chase that. I got recruited into a company that was doing food manufacturing. Totally opened my eyes to this is the way I could help people. I could reach millions of people by creating culinary shortcuts that make this whole process easy. So I had, it'd been about 10 years since I had discovered the paleo diet. And I'd lived my life, and I'd got married and had kids and got busy. Like I was explaining before, I was eating the same things all the time. And it was all about, and it was hard. And I was like, as life got busier, eating this way got hard, and I had all the motivation in the world. So that's where the insight came from. I said, there has to be a way to make it easy, healthy, and delicious to eat or to follow a good diet and have all of these attributes. How do you do it without any hurdles?
Yeah.
And that became the genesis for the brand.
Yeah, it's not really that easy. I was telling you a little bit earlier that I tried to subscribe to kind of like these pre-made meals from a company, and I tasted it, and I was like, this is awful. Like, I will not be doing this for lunch. No way, no how. So how would you say that Kevin's Natural Foods sets apart from everyone else?
Flavor. Had to taste good, but at the very beginning, that was the one thing we did not want to compromise. Maintain these strict health standards, but make it taste good. And we had to get creative. Luckily, we stumbled on sous vide cooking. Had you heard of sous vide before?
No, what is that?
So sous vide cooking, it literally means under vacuum in French. It was invented by French chefs. And you cook in a vacuum-packed pouch, so you take like raw protein or raw vegetables in a water bath at a very precise temperature. So we cook all our protein and vegetables this way, and they're perfectly moist and perfectly cooked and tender all the way through. And then we develop these sauces that are companions in the kits. And the sauces are made with no refined sugar, no soy, no harmful fats. So you have this delicious sauce and like perfectly cooked protein or vegetables. And that's how we were able to deliver the flavor without sacrificing health.
I feel like you've unlocked something amazing here. So I want to talk about some of these things that you brought over. Walk me through right here.
Okay, so right here, like these are our protein entrees, a ton of variety, chicken, grass-fed, grass-finished top sirloin beef. And in here, in these little dinner kits is what I was just explaining, where you have the pouch of meat or vegetables paired with the sauce. Then we also have a line of side dishes, so if you want like mashed sweet potatoes or mashed cauliflower. And then we have the companion sauces available to buy in the center store, so you can make your own creations at home if you want to roast something or use them as a marinade. And lastly, we just launched a line of cauliflower-based pasta entrees. So you get the meat, the pasta sauce, and the cauliflower-based pasta all in one dinner kit.
I love that. You actually recently just had an event with kids. Why was it important to you to do an event for kids surrounding eating healthy?
We are so excited about this. We, you know, we're passionate about eating healthy. That's our thing. And kids are impressionable. They're like little sponges. They absorb what you put in front of them. And we think it's important to learn not only basic culinary skills, but basic nutrition skills early in life. And so we had this event called the Cookout with Kev, brought a group of kids in, had some activities set up, a little bit of learning, but most importantly, we had this big cookout where they made their own creation and made their own meal and got to actually do some cooking, and we gave them a bunch of shortcuts to do that.
What was the kids' reactions to being a part of that day, and how did that make you feel?
Oh, it was amazing. They loved it, and we still hear from them. They're all into cooking now and talking about it. Their parents are writing us. They had so much fun putting it together. They blew our socks off. They had put together these amazing dishes with what we had given them as ingredients. It was chop style. They go and pick from a box of ingredients, so they were able to make some fun combinations, and they absolutely loved it, and so did we. It was an amazing feeling. So now we want to figure out how to do more and really spread that word.
Did they inspire you with any new flavors or something new coming out down the road?
One of our contest was the most creative combo, and someone took some sugar-free gummy bears, and she had put them in the pasta and really kind of got off the wall, and it was a lot of fun. I don't think I could sell that to Whole Foods, but I sure thought it was a good idea.
Yeah, really quickly before I let you go, where can people find all of this?
All the major supermarkets in the area, Costco, Whole Foods, Nob Hill, Safeway, Sprouts, and then if you go to kevinsnaturalfoods.com, you could buy online or search a supermarket in your area.
Awesome. Kevin, thank you so much for joining us here on Live in the Bay and sharing this with us today.